श्याम रामचंद्र की जय। वक्रतुंड Maharaj ki jai. Yesterday I told you, I'll tell you the meaning of this bhajan. Very, very simple bhajan. And all the verses are repetition only, said in different words. People have a habit of doing that. We do that all the time. We say the same thing in different words, isn't it? Like one old man calling an old lady, his wife, old lady, equally old man, darling, honey, sweetheart, there is sunshine, all kind of things we call it cheap. So a young fella hearing that, and he lived with his wife, young boy. So he gone up by the old man and he say, Nana, at this age also you still have so much of love for your wife. That is an amazing thing. He said, I just get married. You tell me how to do that now. But when I reach your age, I will still have so much love for my wife. All these nice names you call her, she darling, sweetheart, honey, this, that. He said, Beta, literally the truth. I forget she named a long time. But when he calls all these different names, it's the same person he's talking about, isn't it? He's saying different words. One lady phone ring, one fella phone ring, right? And that was the wife on the other side. So she said, call me darling. He said, darling. He said, call me honey. He said, honey. He said, call me dear. He said, dearest. He said, no, you fool, you call me, my phone money done and I want you to call me. Calling from somebody's phone. That human habit of saying the same thing in so many various ways, that is utilized in bhajan. Human beings like that. You say the same thing. Otherwise, what happens? Things become cliche, Platitudinous. Or whatever. I have to also change cliche. Otherwise, cliche also becomes cliche. Also get trapped in the same thing. Anyway, the bhajan utilizes this. It belongs to the Guru Nanak tradition, the Sindh tradition, and so many of the words are Urdu. So Shukrana means gratitude, thankfulness, or thanks. Shukrana, repetition. Then Satguru Tera Shukrana, gratitude to that Satguru. The teacher who teaches us Atma Yajna. The teacher here meant teacher who teaches Atma Yajna. Brahma Atma Yajna. Jiva Brahma Aikyam. The one who teaches the oneness between the individual and is called Satguru. Rose, aaj bhi tera shukrana. Today, your gratitude to you. Kal bhi tera shukrana. Tomorrow also gratitude to you. Hey Guru, rose tera shukrana. Day after day, glory and gratitude to you. Then, har subah tera shukrana. Every morning gratitude to you. Har sham, every evening gratitude to you. So repeating. Har sham tera shukrana. Har raat tera shukrana. Every night gratitude to the Guru. Ghariya tera shukrana. Every hour gratitude to the Guru. Ghariya means every hour. Roughly you would say in English. Every hour, every moment, every minute also. Pal is moment. Every moment gratitude to the Guru. Pal tera shukrana. Then hardam tera shukrana. Hardam means always, all the time. Gratitude to you. Then bar again and again gratitude to you. See, you have to repeat it. Any word that is there in Hindi, they put it in there. Again and again. Roma Roma Mera Shukrana. Roma Roma is in every pore of mine, my gratitude is there to you. Roma Roma Mera Shukrana. Hare Saas Tera Shukrana. Every breath of mine is gratitude to you. Huh? Now this other simple bhajan. Sometimes when something sticks in your head, it sticks. Recently I was visiting West Africa, and the car that was taking me, there was a little girl sitting in the back. So the grandmother said, Swamiji, this little girl wants to sing a bhajan for you. So I said, yes, you sing. So she sang this bhajan. And the first time I heard this bhajan, and it stuck in my head. When I came to Trinidad, I wrote it up. It's a Sai Baba bhajan because they are Sai Baba devotees. But it's so nice. I'll tell you the meaning after we see this. I'm sure many of you would have heard it, but I did not hear that before that. साई हमारा हम साई के ऐसा प्रेम हमारा साई हमारा हम साई के ऐसा प्रेम हमारा साई हमारा साई भगवान सत्य साई बाबा की साई हमारा, साई इज माइन, हम साई, आई एम साई, बोथ वेज। साई राम हमारा, साई साई माइन, साई राम इज माइन। सत्य साई है नाम तुम्हारा, योर नेम इज सत्य साई। शिरडी साई अवतारा, ये अवतार ऑफ शिरडी साई। Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, सबका पालनहारा, and he is the one who protects and gives refuge to Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, everybody who go there. The most wonderful thing. Once I was staying in an ashram in Puttaparthi, and in my room there was a retired, I don't know how you call it, father of the Church of England, sharing room with me. Retired father of the Church of England. And he came with all his uniform and collar and whatever they wear. So you could tell that he's a... So I said, hey, what are you doing here? He said, well, I preached in the Church of England for 50 years. And now I came to find God. It was so funny. Amazing to me. Okay. Let me welcome all of you to the second night of this Yajna. This curtain is going to this panda this later. They move the curtain, they move the fan. Last night I dealt with a topic which is very much prevalent in the society, and that is the extent to which decadence sets into any civilization, and that civilization decays into a lot of superstition and all. Those of you who have not come here, you were not here, you missed out on this. And it's very easy for those things to happen. As children, they used to tell us, don't go in the back of the house. Why? They have a babu man go ahead and hold you in. You ever hear them? The babu man go hold you, don't go there. The actual fact is, coconut go fall on your head. But if you tell you coconut go fall on your head, a child does not have any experience of coconut falling on anybody's head. So the child wouldn't take them on. A child has never seen a coconut fall on anybody's head. The child wouldn't take them on. So you utilize something else. What is that? Fare. Which child, old people, young people, everybody is subject to. Fare. Right? So you utilize that. Do go back there, Babuman go. Now, from Babuman, you go to Sukuya, you go to Lagabu, you go to Duen, you go to all kind of things. They make up all kind of lot of things like that, you see. So this was the topic last night, and we have to be able to sift out the two things, right? What is superstition and what the Shastra actually teach. So we'll dealt with a whole hour I spoke almost on this topic. Not tonight, I am going to tell you about a very, very important Subhashita in Sanskrit. Listen to this Subhashita now. Sheelam pradhanam lokesmin. Sheelam pradhanam lokesmin. Sarvam sheelam pratishtitam. That character is the most important thing in this world. And on this Subhashita, I want to tell you tonight about the very, very important task of nation building. Nation building is not about building roads and building buildings and building railroads and airports. That is not called nation building. You tell, if you build a nice Saga airport, right? I remember the first time Guruji came to Trinidad, 1999. We had the whole airport on this side, on the southern side. And Guruji came back in perhaps 2002. By that time, the new airport was open. First thing when he walked out of the airport, he said, hey, well, we get a new airport. And he quickly recognized that last time was some old airport. But if a new airport has come, with a new terminal building and new facilities, and nice tiles and everything looking nice and dandy like a modern structure, right? But the human beings involved in the airport kick back like $10 million in England and all the other people involved in that transaction and all, right? Go on, all that go on behind the scenes. As a people, have we evolved anyway? In fact, the construction of the new airport is merely a mechanism or a tool to further corrupt many citizens of this nation. Yesterday Raviji sent a very wonderful video of a person talking about the almost zero corruption in Singapore. In Singapore, the corruption is almost zero. I mean, they don't know what is corruption, right? You see, go to many countries in that part of the world. Mauritius recently I had one. That corruption is so much less. So, that person was talking about the corruption in Singapore being almost zero. And somebody asked him how, and how can we get rid of corruption? And he made a very, very short, brief statement and right to the point. That in order to get rid of corruption, you don't prosecute people down at the bottom. You prosecute the people on the top. Well, I see this government trying to do that now. That's a good sign. You prosecute the man on the top because he is the pace setter, he is the leader, he is the one who sets the example. You see that? And now, if we build an airport and you have tens of millions of dollars in corruption and like that everywhere, right? That building, the building of the building has just served as another means or mechanism to increase corruption. Correct or not? And if it is increased among the upper echelons of the society, that is a great example for all the lower echelons. You see? So that type of example is set by the people on the top. that society, that people is not building themselves. That's not called nation building. You see? The nation, please pay attention to this very simple and important statement. The nation is built in the home. I'll say that again. The nation is built in the home, because the individual members of the society who comprise the nation, and a nation refers to people, a nation does not refer to roads and buildings, a nation refers to people. Those persons who make up the nation, those persons emerge from families, they emerge from homes. And if you have a nation today of crooks and criminals and corrupt people and swindlers and embezzlers and all of the people who are engaged in all of this kickbacks and all of that, all of these people emerge from homes. From homes. In the home they were taught these things. And when we talk about teaching, we do not mean to say teaching by word. No father or mother tells their child, go and take bribe. No father or mother tells their child, go and engage in corruption. No father or mother tells their child, go and do a crime. We are talking about a sanskar which is there embedded in the parent, in the home. That sanskar gets naturally transferred over to the, or evokes in that child the same similar sanskar. You understand what we are talking about? So the nation is built in the home. This is the first point. Every active member of a nation comes from a home, a family. And I was telling you, 3 weeks ago, we had in the ashram, we had the family day and sports day for the children in the school. All parents and children, and thousands came. Inside the ashram, 4 cars were broken. They come and they break the windows and they go in. Think about the criminals who do this on a regular basis. This is not the first time. So the 3rd or 4th time they've done that in the ashram. The criminals who do this, these were products of a home. Correct or not? But they did not fall from a breadfruit tree. They're a product of a home. So the home produces this type of people. You say, no. The community produces, because when they were little, they went and they got involved in a gang over there. All this type of thing is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And the moment you start blaming the gang by the block or that group over there, or all that rubbish thing, that thing is produced in the home. And I will tell you exactly how. I used to hang out with that group, and from that group, some of them became criminal and I did not. So how you say it's the gang over there? Not the gang. It is the seed of sanskar which is laid in that individual. This is a very, very profound and deep science which is here documented by the rishis in the shastras, and it has nothing to do with the society and that everything. In what we call today Belmont and Laventille and all the places that you don't want to hear about and don't want to go, inside that there also you have saintly people also are born. Good people are born. People who are working for the community. That is true or not? How do you blame the community? If not the community, is the home. Those people who come out good and they work for the benefit of the society, they were born in that same community. How did they not get influenced by the gangs? And therefore, it is of absolute importance that we pay attention to the sanskar that we transfer over to the children and the grandchildren and all of that. I had to talk about this because this is a very, very sublime. deep topic in our Shastras. First thing, any negative trait I have, and this goes from things which you don't consider to be negative also. I'll tell you a simple example which people usually don't consider to be negative. Look here, people come quite often to me and say, Swamiji, when we cook healthy food for these children, they don't want to eat. If we give them any junk food, they don't like that too bad. Well, the only reply I have for that is the chip don't fall too far from the block. Then the parents, when I say like that, he's like, no, Swamiji, what are you talking about? That's not true. Look, I don't eat all them healthy food. I eat roti and shatai and bhaji and sanjan and I eat all healthy food. But these children, they want to eat none of that. They only want to eat junk food. Anyway, the fact that the children don't like this food and they only like that food, it has nothing to do with food. That has to do with an excessively strong tendency inside of the person of likes and dislikes. The root of it is likes and dislikes, which is called in Bhagavad Gita as raga dvesh. The pair word for this in Bhagavad Gita is called raga dvesh. So if I have strong raga dvesh, likes and dislikes, if I have strong likes and dislikes, it doesn't matter what I like or dislike, that strong likes and dislikes will also go into the children. And now, he likes this food, he likes that food. So he has strong likes and dislikes with regard to food, strong likes and dislikes with regard to everything. Just because you have strong likes and dislikes. And Bhagavad Gita tells you, we are supposed to give up raga dvesha. Huh? This raga dvesha, likes and dislikes are so strong, the Gita is talking from beginning to end, we are supposed to give up this thing. Some food comes in front of us, roti and pumpkin. Roti and pumpkin. No, me I like pumpkin. I go fast today. That is not called fasting. That is a very strong assertion of dislike. That is not called fasting. And so I have strengthened my dvesh, that's called dvesh in Sanskrit. I have strengthened my dvesh by doing that. And I eat the roti and pumpkin, nobody has ever died from a little bit of roti and pumpkin in the past. And you're not going to be the first also. Otherwise immediately say, why do I want to run the risk of being the first? That time to say, hey, it is just that I don't like it, but it will not kill me. And in fact, pumpkin is very nutritious actually. In Ayurveda, anything that grows on a vine, kareli and kori and jingi and lauki and pumpkin and anything growing on vine, in Ayurveda, that thing is extremely healthy. And if you notice, anything that grows on vine, they cook very fast, they are very soft by nature. So they are easily digestible also. In fact, many of them you can eat raw. Many or all of them, things that grow on vine. You can eat raw, nothing will happen to you. That is the Ayurveda actually promote this kind of thing. So, pumpkin will be very, very nutritious. But it has not, human beings don't think in terms of nutrition and, calorific value this, and nobody thinks about that. We only think what I like and what I don't like. And likes and dislikes is my what? Tongue. Like tongue has no sense. The tongue is the most dumb organ in the whole body. It is determined by tongue only. So the idea is, the point I was trying to make in the beginning is this thing. You have strong likes and dislikes, and that strong likes and dislike goes into the children. That evokes likes and dislikes in the children. This is at a very ordinary level. I'll tell you at a deeper level what really happens there. Because you have strong likes and dislikes, you invite another jiva from somewhere in the universe, because the number of jivas in the universe is limitless, infinite number. So you invite from, because of your likes and dislikes, you attract a jiva with those same types of traits. But there is room now for teaching. There is room for grooming. There is room for rehabilitation. There is room for really training that next jiva that comes there. So if I give up my likes and dislikes, I'll be able to train him properly. And that has to be done from prenatal stage. Then these likes and dislikes will go away, and he very nicely will live very harmoniously in this world. So I have to imbibe and I have to now culture all the great values in me, and then only I can transfer that thing to one lady took her son to Ram Krishna Paramahamsa. So Ram Krishna said, what wrong, Ma? What wrong to this boy? Swamiji, you know this fella, he only eaten sweet. He don't want to eat nothing else. He don't want to eat anything else besides sweet. No, that's not good for him. Sooner or later you get diabetes, and also you have worms in your belly all the time. So please talk to him. So Ram Krishna Paramahamsa said, okay, bring him back in 2 weeks. I will talk to him. So she said, okay. She take him home, and 2 weeks she bring him back. So Ram Krishna Paramahamsa, holy boy, small boy, 8, 9, put him on the lap. Say, beta, look here. Promise me that from today you will stop eating sweets. I don't want you to eat any more sweets. The boy said, okay, Swamiji, I'll stop. And Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, no, Ma, take him and go. She said, but where is this? I come here 2 weeks ago. I had to take a train from my village to reach here in Dakshineshwar. All that journey you send me back and do it just to tell him one sentence? Why didn't you tell him 2 weeks ago when I come here? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said a very nice thing. He said, 2 weeks ago, I myself eating sweet. So how I would tell he to stop eating sweet? He said, for the last 2 weeks, I didn't eat any. So now that I stopped, now I could tell I could tell him to stop. But I myself cannot tell him to stop when I myself am eating. You know, all these type of things are wonderful. One father stopped me in the road. Real thing, eh? Like, you remember, last time I told you somebody's story, real and some not real. Yeah, real story. He stopped me in the road. He said, Swamiji, he said, talk to the boy now. He only has 16 years and he done smoking already. 16 years, he done smoking already. Talk to him now. You know when the father telling me that on the road, he have a cigarette in his hand and telling me? He talking to me on the road and he had a cigarette and he telling me that. They want to talk to the boy. How that work? I can't work. Whatever gunas, whatever traits and qualities and characteristics I want to see in that child, I have to first imbibe that thing. Now, it is those traits and qualities and gunas in that boy, in that individual, which is going to be expressed in the society, isn't it? So the whole thing comes back again. The society or the nation is made in the home. And if you see all these things going on out in the society, it is because those children are coming from homes that have those gunas. Those gunas are very much there. One man was saying, I worked in the government so long, for 40 years, and I never take a bribe in the whole 40 years. I never take even one bribe. The other fellow said, what, that incredible way? That's unbelievable. In 40 years, you never take a bribe? How is that? He said, nobody ever offered me. Nobody offered a bribe. That means to say what? That he has that natural inclination to take that bribe, just that nobody offered. If only somebody had offered, he would have taken. No, see, the fact that he never take a bribe in his life, but he has that guna, or that proclivity in him, that if somebody offers, he'll take. That is all that is required to be put into his child, so his child will become a corrupt individual. He did not take what is true, but that has nothing to do with it. He did not take a bribe, that is true. That has absolutely nothing to do with it. We are not talking what he did, we are talking about what is the guna inside. Please understand how Hinduism is taught. This is what is Hinduism. It is the guna which he carries inside of him that gets transferred, or he drags another jiva from some other part of the world with that same guna. You understand this thing? He attracts a jiva with that guna. So now, when that jiva comes here, if he gives, like how Ramakrishna Paramahansa gave up that durguna of eating that sweet, then he acquires in him a natural moral force. Gandhi used to Satyagraha used to call it. A natural moral force which now empowers him to actually make a difference in the world. So he can make a difference in that child's, even though that child would have had that guna can be put or suppressed, and another guna can be brought to the fore. You see? Pandit was telling me about a study done recently about people who had the gene in them to be criminal, psychopath. They had the gene in them to be psychopath. But the study showed that if in the first 2 years of their development, in the early years of their development, if the parents made sure that they did not expose them to anything that will make that gene manifest, and if they really brought up that child properly and groomed that child properly, those genes will go into recess, those genes will be suppressed, and the parent can bring out all the good tendencies in that child. You see? So it has to do with parenting. But the parent cannot parent if he himself is corrupt. If he himself has that natural inclination. And we're not talking what he did. We're talking about the inclination only. That is all that is required. He will invoke in that child the same thing. Or he will bring to the fore that type of durguna. So if we have a nation from captain to cook, everyone corrupt, imagine what's going on in the homes. We have come to a point where, as a people, we have rationalized and we have now accepted all the durgunas as part and parcel of what society is. So we have the consequences. So when if you accept it here, all these the durgunas, like everybody is always bent on cheating the taxman. I have to make sure that I evade tax. So it's a durguna. It's a durguna. Then in all business and all things cheating and bribe all the people in the port and get all your containers to come in away. And everybody says, that is the name of the gate. This is a Trinidad talk. Trinidad talk is what? That is the name of the gate. You have to play it. Where, if that is the whole nation, that is how the whole nation works, when the consequences of that come, the corruption which causes all our money to be frittered away and all we kick back, banked in all everywhere, and nothing working properly in civil service. Anywhere you go, you line up for this and line up. It's an amazing thing. How this country had in the Western Hemisphere, third richest country in the Western Hemisphere in terms of real dollars, and yet we are more backward than so many nations who never had even an iota of it. That is because of the corrupt nature of this. Amazing. I want anybody to tell me in Trinidad and Tobago, if anybody could get a driver's license without getting bribe, without giving bribe, it have anything like that? Somebody had to get some pay somewhere. Amazing thing. So, the whole nation running like that, everywhere, some corruption, some bribe, who you know, who you don't know, this thing, that thing, and all the nepotism and all the things, where all the values just gone out the window. The value is what? Look here. Suppose I am the boss, right? And 5 applicants make an application for a certain position which is open here. And I'm the one to make the decision, right? The value of fairness is something which is valued by all societies and communities. So, fairness is what? The person who has the best qualification, the most experience, and the person whose personality fits the profile and all that sort of thing, that is the person I'm supposed to hire. Anybody have this value in Trinidad? Hey, throw that thing! Somebody send this fella. Somebody who he knows send this fella. Here you come. That fellow is the most incompetent nincompoop. And they put he there, and this is how Trinidad running or not? Yes, I know. I've seen it from the day I entered the civil service. I'm telling you. See, I had to take a taxi from California, go and lodge an application in civil service, then they will not reply. You go back, find out what happened. Why you didn't reply? And you keep taking taxi and you have to walk in Port Spain everywhere to have taxi. In the old days, right? You go do the. Finally, you push, you get a position. You post me in some government department. And I go on there. And the fella next to me, he father just called his man and he come in. The father just called the boss and he come in. You see? That's how the country runs. So, all the values which we want to see outside, this is the crux of the whole matter now. All the things which you want to see, if you want to see fairness outside, if you want to see everything running harmoniously outside, if you want to see all of those things in your world, you have to make sure those things are in you. And we can never ever correct anything outside there. Don't be foolhardy and think that you can correct anything anywhere in this world. We can only correct ourselves. And when I correct myself, I will attract all the right people, including friends and neighbors and people around me. I will attract also, if I am going to be a parent, I will attract the right child from this universe. But I have to have those gunas. What we always try to do is try to change things downstream. We try to make a difference downstream. When the horse done around at the stable and gone, now we're trying to catch horse. We have to catch things upstream, in us only. So now, in that regard, the Subhashita which I told you in the beginning, don't you may have forgotten. You may have forgotten, but I'm going back to it. The Subhashita which I told you in the beginning is Sheelam prathanam lokesmin sarvam sheelam pratishtitam. What it means to say, Sheela means character. Character. And he says, character is the most preponderating guna or trait of a human being in this world. Lokesmin, in this world. A person who has character. And there's a wonderful story in the Puranas also. Let me tell you this story. Once it is said that Indra Bhagavan went to visit Prahlad. And Prahlad was, though he was the son of, actually Prahlad's story is the most glaring example of what we're talking about. Prahlad was the son of Hiranyakashipu, who was the most villainous crook of his time. Hiranyakashipu. So barbaric that nobody, and so powerful also that nobody could remove him. He was later born as Ravana. Nobody could remove him. That Bhagavan himself had to come to remove this fellow. Prahlad was the son of this Hiranyakashipu. But one time, Narad, while Prahlad was in the womb, Narad taught him all the great values while Prahlad was in the womb itself. And so when he was born a noble soul, because all the teaching had already been imparted to him. So now, Prahlad had all of nature at his command. What all of nature? Prahlad had Bhagavan at his command. When his father asked, so your Bhagavan is in this pillar? He said, yes. My Bhagavan is in the pillar. So his father took out his sword and struck that pillar, and from the pillar came out Bhagavan. So Prahlad had even Bhagavan at his command. So when Indradev came to visit now, and he was leaving, Prahlad said, well, you know, the tradition is when a guest is leaving, that time we have to give something. So what would you have? Tell me what you want. So Indradev said, he looked around. You know, the gods in Hinduism, he said all the great qualities have embodiments also. Like truth has an embodiment. Form, akar. And wealth has an akar, form, and all that. So, the gods who were the embodiments of all the various values and all, they were standing in Prahlad's court. So when Indra looked around, he saw there all the great qualities there. And he said, well, I want Sheila. Sheila means character. So character, good character, was embodied and standing there. So Indra said, I want Sheila. Character. So Prahlad said, that has to. Character, you go with him. The character walked out and started following Indra. It is said, all the gods walked out and followed character. And when Indra chose so wisely that wherever character is there, Vidya went, Dhanam went, all the other qualities followed. Satyam went. In other words, the person who has character will have all the other things coming. This is this Puranic story. So the idea is, in this world, the Subhashita says, from this Purana, all the Subhashita is right, that Sheelam Pradhanam, Sheelam of character is the greatest of all qualities. And this very simple thing, we have to imbibe, and we have, once we imbibe that, our nation will be built. Because the nation is built on those qualities, and the qualities have to live in individuals. The qualities do not exist in space. The qualities live in individuals. So we have to imbibe. I'll tell you a nice story, real story. Just somebody was telling me from in South, one of my former classmates. Listen to this. He said that they were renting the land. They were renting a piece of land for the last 25 years. 25 years past. And his father had rented it from an old lady. And the old lady's children were abroad, wherever. She was alone here. So the father started renting that land from the old lady. Big 25 acres land, lot of land. And they worked the land for 25 years, and it was overrun by a lot of bush, and they worked it for 25 years at very minimal rent. Suddenly, the children from abroad came. And they said that they want this land. So he and his brother started saying, no, we have some rights. We own the land for 25 years, If we own the land for 25 years, we have some rights. And we actually were the ones who brought it to a state where you can cultivate things that were around before. So we did work and we are there for 25 years, so we have some rights. So when they heard that the children from abroad came, quickly they went there and they started doing some more work to establish their presence on the land, so that the children who came from abroad will get a hint that we are here to stay. Then the father called the two of them. Father called the two boys. And he said, listen, 25 years ago, I made an agreement with that old lady that I will pay her so much and so much for renting this land. And she put one stipulation on that. And that is, I am going to rent you the land, but whenever my children come back and they want the land, you will have to give it back to them. So the father said, yes, certainly, I will give it back to them. When the father told this story to the two boys immediately went on the property, took up their equipment, the tractor, plow, everything, and they vacated that land. Because in that father, there is something called character. And that character is really supported by a truthfulness that does not require any signed document, any witness, or any such supporting evidence for him to uphold his truthfulness in his character, isn't it? This is what Tulsi Daji speaks about in Ramayana, a very famous verse. You all know this thing very well, you see. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Bhattacharya is speaking here about the tradition in the Raghukula. Raghukula means the dynasty of Ram, the family of Ram. That Raghukula Riti, Riti means rule, law, precept, Riti. And what is the law in that Raghukula? Law is, we will quicker die than go back on our word. We will quicker die than go back on our word. Now, it is these things that actually make the character of a human being. And now you see the state of decadence where the human species has brought itself. That even when the person has a signed piece of paper also with a stamp and a seal also, still have people going to contest that. You see that? If that is going to follow, what about word? Word will not fit here in that thing, isn't it? And the rule of the Ramayana, which we are supposed to follow as human beings, and let me tell you something. If the rule is followed also, there is absolutely no stress in it. There is no expense, no stress, no tension, no disappointment, no nothing. If we just follow the rule. But what happened? Today, we don't want to follow any such rule. We will go and contest even though that fellow has some signed piece of document also. Because of our own greed and total absence of character, total absence of truthfulness and any such thing, right? Sincerity. But here in the Raghu dynasty, the rule is we will not go back on our word even if we have to die. And when the classmate of mine told me this thing, he and his brother immediately vacated. When they heard the story from the father, they had not heard that story. We are in the land for 25 years, we work in it, we brought it to a state of cultivation and all that kind of thing. So we have some right. What about your word? And the word is more important than our right. This is the rule. The world will work really, really harmoniously if we follow this basic simple rule. Now, all I have to do, I take up my thing and I get out from there and no worries. Now suppose it, okay, no, I'm going to now file some caveat in court. Now see the headache we started. Lawyers, judges, court date, postponement of the case, back and forth, and appeal, got a privy council, you have to go to London, pay senior counsel. When you're done, you're dead, they're in the same line. And if the world is truthful, 99% of our headache and cost and all the things going that, if the world is truthful, all that is gone. But human beings, we weave a web, cocoon around ourselves with all of the untruth and all of the undesirable qualities of people, negative traits. And so what these Shastras are talking about is a shield on character which is built on integrity and truthfulness and discipline, built with compassion and a broad vision and all such things. This is how character is built. So, it says, Sarvam Pratishtitam in the second line. All things are built on this character. And this is what is so sorely lacking in today's world. I'll just give you a simple example. When I was going to high school, there was one teacher. He's supposed to be teaching. Supposed to be teaching us. And this, see when this is going on, they're talking about the 70s. He has a taxi. You come in school, sign. Take a taxi and go out. So you get a salary here for teaching. But you go on with taxi on the road and you work in taxi. So you're making money there and making money here. And who's suffering? He never completed anything. He never completed anything. And last week in my Yajna in South, a vice principal was sitting. He was sitting there, and I spoke about the present situation with lessons in Trinidad, and he was telling me, he said that thing is a disease. He said even his principal, his own principal, makes sure that he goes home in time to teach lessons at home. He does not care about finishing the syllabus in school and his teachers finishing the syllabus in school. They don't care about that, because that now will mean that they have no children to teach at home. So the syllabus will be finished there at home. No school finishes the syllabus. In our school we finish syllabus in Form 4. Form 4 the syllabus finish. Form 5 we only do past papers and revision. If we could finish the syllabus in Form 4, that means that thing is possible to be finished in Form 4. In Form 5 also they cannot finish. That means what? There is a specifically designed industry which has set into the whole education system. This is the industry of extra lessons, which is a multi-million-dollar industry, I was telling last time. So you see, the teacher who is supposed, and see, it is not that I am telling something which I only heard, I am telling my own teacher. My own teacher. He never taught anything. He come and sign in and he got to work taxi. And look how long this is going on. So, the person could come, look at a bunch of 40 young students in his class and see the character of the individual now. Look at these 40 youngsters who are the future of the nation and say, going to work taxi. You see why the nation reach where it reach? One friend of mine told me he used to go to school in Marabella in those days. Said the teacher tell the whole class. You know what the teacher tell the class? Man, all you have to learn this thing, all you don't learn it, then make no difference. Why? Because this country floating on oil. This country floating on oil, everybody will get plenty of money. If you learn this or you learn this, doesn't matter. That is the teacher. These are the teachers and these are the people in the days that have this country where it is. People with no character, baseless, no base to stand on. And that is why the scriptures talk about this character being the most important quality. And I told you, the Shastras teach like this. Not that you should teach character to other people. You cannot teach character to anybody. We cannot teach character to anybody. We have to make sure that I have a good character, each person. The amazing thing. The other day, we invited the minister to the ashram. So, one man, I have to tell this minister something. I have to tell him something. So I said, right, come. The minister sit down here, I sit down here. I said, sit down here. While you eating, you go tell him something. He sit down here. He telling the minister now. He said, the first thing all you have to do is all you have to stop lawlessness in this country. He telling the minister. The minister said, very nicely, my dear, that starts with you. That's true, eh? That starts with you. And do you know, I know that man personally. He'll break every law. I don't think he have a law where he'll break. But he telling the minister, all you have to stop. But this is the characterlessness of our nation. Everybody always see what the other man should do, but he see what he should do. So this idea of nation building rests first of all in the home. And in the home now, that comes even closer. That rests with each one of us. This, you don't think that this is going to happen as to revolutionize society, bring about a transformation and here, then no such thing will happen. We only have access to one heart in this universe. In this universe, every individual has access to only one heart. And that is his own heart. So we can revolutionize that heart. And if we do it for ourselves, this world will be fine. Nation will be built. Okay? You just take care of yourself, things will take care of themselves. Okay? Alright. Okay, so this is, the nation is built in the home. The nation is built in our own hearts. Alright?